This is WSMV4 News at 6.
A new bill could allow people to openly carry any type of gun in Tennessee. Thanks for joining us. I'm Elise Sandlin. That bill would include assault-style weapons, and it's all because of one word. Our Marissa Sulik explains.
They are powerful and big, but assault rifles like these could be carried openly by Tennesseans should a new bill pass.
The department is opposed to this bill for mostly just safety concerns.
Elizabeth Stroker with the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security spoke out against the legislation this week. The bill would essentially change one word in the law. Instead of a handgun, people could openly carry a firearm, which opens Tennesseans to a wider range of guns.
Currently it is handguns, and handguns, can be concealed. They are smaller in nature. When you start talking about long guns in places such as outside of banks or around school buildings or around the Capitol or this building complex with long guns, it does make law enforcement very uncomfortable for the sheer fact that it's going to cause people to be concerned.
Republicans say the bill has a long way to go in the House and Senate and could be amended, but it is an idea other states put in their law.
There's a concern about what that would look like because it's never been here. And so we're understandable of that, but when you look at other states have done it, and it doesn't seem like that it's getting the noise that I think other people have.
Any opportunity we have to expand freedoms in this state and expand the civil liberties of our citizens here in Tennessee, we're going to do so.
Democrats, on the other hand, kept their response short.
Nuts.
Stupid.
That's it.
This bill will go to the House Civil Justice Committee and the Senate Finance Committee next. In Nashville, Marissa Sulik, WSMV4.
Today, Metro Police released new pictures of the suspect in a shooting earlier this week in Hermitage. It happened Monday outside the Food Lion on Bell Road. Officers are still trying to track down this person. They said he tried to rob a man in the parking lot. He ended up shooting the man in the jaw. We've also learned the victim is a 58-year-old Marine Corps veteran. He's now recovering at home. The suspect also tried to carjack a woman, but she drove away. A person of interest in a cold case faces a long list of weapons charges. Authorities searched Joseph Benton's home on Owls Chapel Road in late March. He faces 40 unlawful weapon possession charges. Benton is also reportedly the last person to see Jennifer Wicks and her then 2-year-old daughter, Andriana. They both vanished 20 years ago, but their family told Smoke Bar News after speaking with the police the investigation was not related to the cold case. A blasting company had its license taken away after a massive blast went wrong last November in Ashland City. This is a new video of that blast from surveillance cameras nearby. You can see hundreds of rocks being ricocheted toward the building. 3 workers were injured at nearby Camas boats. Today, the State Department of Commerce and Insurance says Hammond's Drilling and Blasting must surrender its license. They cannot be registered again for 5 years, and the owner, Timothy Hammonds, cannot own any state blasting company for 2 years. They will also be fined $10,000. Vanderbilt students face expulsion and suspensions after last week's protest. Video shows students forcing their way into Kirkland Hall. They pushed their way past a community service guard, and 3 students were charged with misdemeanor assault. A 4th was charged with vandalism for breaking a window. Vanderbilt wouldn't say how many students face suspensions or expulsions, but the university said the students will be able to appeal the sanctions. A Middle Tennessee school district is facing criticism for the amount of books being pulled off the shelves in recent months. It's not over what the books are being pulled, but how it's happening. Tonight, WSMV4 investigative reporter Stacey Cameron talks to folks who believe the process isn't taking place in the open so parents can see.
As an avid reader who dreams of becoming a librarian,
I don't really have a favorite book because I've just read a ton of books.
There's no place Daphne Gamble loves more than her school library. But right now, this Rutherford County sophomore is worried because books are getting pulled from the libraries in her school district in bigger numbers than ever before.
I think it's maybe well-intentioned, but I think they're taking the books out of context.
And some parents fear a member of the school board is using his position to get the books removed without transparency.
You believe this is censorship?
Oh, it's absolutely censorship.
Carrie Lambert heads the Rutherford County Library Alliance. She says last month this email got leaked where Director of Schools James Sullivan told school libraries to immediately remove this list of books from their shelves. When her group tried asking questions,
they will not talk to us about it.
Lambert says the district would only say that board policy was followed. Wsmv4 Investigates filed a public records request uncovering 2 emails school board member Caleb Tidwell sent to Director Sullivan. In them, Tidwell identifies a group of books that he calls sexually explicit, saying they need to be removed from libraries immediately. A few days later, Director Sullivan sent emails telling schools to start pulling books.
18 were pulled, and it has been brought to our attention that these books did not go through the committee process.
Lambert is talking about the Library Review Committee. It takes book complaints by parents and determines if the material is inappropriate for school-age kids. But the district says, as a board member, Tidwell is allowed to bring obscene materials straight to the director of schools and bypass the committee that limits how many books parents can challenge. In an email to Wsmv4 Investigates, Tidwell said he did it for parents who fear retaliation. To have you stand up for parents who want to stay in the shadows and object to books, isn't that a lack of transparency?
No, absolutely not.
And Director Sullivan says because the district believes the books on Tidwell's list are obscene, he doesn't have to say who wanted them removed in the first place.
Ultimately, anybody can file a complaint as far as what the obscenity rule goes.
If you don't want your kid to read a book, don't let them read a book.
Lambert calls that an unacceptable lack of transparency.
And it's terrifying.
Fearing if it continues, hundreds of books will eventually get pulled out of Rutherford County schools.
And we need to say something and stop it now before things get worse.
And last night, we learned 4 more books just got removed in recent days. We filed a public records request to find out which books and who objected. We'll let you know what we learn. In the meantime, Lambert says the Rutherford County Library Alliance is considering suing the district, claiming they're violating the First Amendment. For WSMV4, I'm investigative reporter Stacey Cameron.
The officers who stopped the Covenant school shooter have been nominated for the Congressional Gold Medal. Congressman Andy Ogles tweeted he submitted the names of both Michael Collazo and Rex Egelborg for the award. The Congressional Gold Medal is the highest honor Congress gives for civilians or non-military members. Ogles met with the 2 officers this week. He thanked them for their courageous and selfless actions. Metro Police also today honored those who responded to the Covenant school shooting. The department held its annual award ceremony today. More than 125 police officers and citizens were honored for their heroism and bravery last year. All of the officers who responded to the Covenant school shooting were recognized, and Metro Police also honored staff members who helped protect students when the shots were fired.
But when you look at the Covenant incident and how we responded, not just the officers that went in, they were heroic, but the officer that was taking gunfire, the teachers who sheltered kids in place, to honor them for that is really, truly special for us. I fought back tears when we did it.
The 5 officers who stopped the shooter will also be honored in Washington, D.C. next month. They will be attending the Top Cop Awards on May 12th. Up next, a firefighter loses his own home to a fire last month. Now his department is coming to his aid. Find out how you can help. And later at 6:30, construction has torn up a road in a West Nashville neighborhood. We look at the problem that has homeowners fed up.